tons and tons of information you have from that from the guy you were showing me on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, to Richie? Man.
Okay,
Oh,
which one?
Mm. Okay, we're live, guys. Thanks for being on Codebreaker Real Talk. I have Rick Fine Wine, Fine as Wine, and then I have Pharaoh, Shamú, Hulk, Baby. Here we go, the babies and the folks, and we're here today on Codebreaker Real Talk. How are you guys?
good yourself.
Good, you do, dude. You look like freaking the Pharaoh from Prince of Egypt.
I was going for Emotep from the Mummy, but I mean that works too. I mean it
And
goes
that
across.
too. Both, yeah. And then
I
Rick,
like
you are
the pyramids in the background. It's like really, really gives the whole vibe right there. All I need is a camel in the background and we're good to go.
I
and then you show up.
like that just get all this one. Oh, definitely, man. It's crazy. It's been pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know about you, but have you been looking up the AI Atlas?
Yeah, but John DeFelza was on the show, and we agreed that it was Project Bluebeam. And a
Yeah.
long time ago, I had a vision in March of 2019 that they were going to do a fake alien invasion. They were going to put up there something up there in the sky that was actually going to be technology, real AI. I'm sorry, real technology that has, we'll just say the NAZI or the technology that comes from the ETs. Okay, real ET technology in military form, but it was going to be used, and they're going to show the boys were going to show all their toys, right? It's going to be used for the fake alien invasion. And then I thought, oh, they're going to put a picture of Jesus or Mary or Archangel Michael, and here's the ship. That's just I I know it's a real military ship, but I don't know. I just can't fall for it. What about you guys?
Well, I mean, I know people. I've just been kind of like watching it and like seeing what people are saying. Some people say it's just a comet with gases coming out of it, burning bright. Some people are saying that it's the new shifting of consciousness. Like you said, you people are saying that it's a tool to use to like kind of like keep us like like scared to kind of like but I mean honestly, I mean I didn't I tried to look for it when it was passing by the Earth sky and I didn't get to see it. I don't know if it was just wasn't our hemisphere, but I know that I've seen there was some video leaked of the actual asteroid, and it kind of did look like there was kind of like metal on it, but it still looked like an asteroid. So I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy.
I think
I
in
mean,
any case, you got to practice discernment, of course, and either one could be true, but I do notice a rise or a different shift within like reality or on planet, like in a good way. Even though like they still have control over media to like put in bad news and put stuff that might not be actually true, but can push the narrative. So in either case, it's fascinating to see how it's going to play out. I wonder if it would be like a space invasion, but for me, in my intuition, my understanding, my inner feeling, it feels like it brings codes and like brings like frequencies to go ahead and upgrade the whole entire Earth or the solar system.
Thanks, guys. So another thing that they were saying is some people think that it's like the aliens that made us, like the ancestors checking up on us. And it's really hard for me to fall for like that because of the things that I know of the technology of the tricks, CGI, and because of the 1940s technology and even before that, it's just hard for me to fall for that. I know what I know. That's just me, and everybody has their own sacred opinions. Another thing that a lady on her show was saying that it had like 30 million souls on there, and I'm like, what? Like it was just getting too far out there. And then there was one guy that calculated that it was going to be like more prominent during like like I said, part of the fake alien invasion, where Muhammad was given the Bible, and then it's going to be toward that date. It's like before Christmas, or it's either the first or second week of December. And it's all, como se dice en español, fríamente calculado, right? Everything is calculated to go with like revelations and everything. It's part of the Masonic stuff that I see. That's just me though. It's part of the obey, or if you don't obey. We also talked about the real ID. John was saying at the Crying Onion that the real ID obviously is not the same as the digital ID, because the digital ID has a wallet to it, not the real ID. So he was also saying that in Mexico, the Mexico cartels, they're not going to go with the digital ID. They want cash, because cash moves. Money talks. What is it? Money walks. What is that, Rick? Do you know that saying?
Money talks.
Money talk, bullshit walks.
Yeah, money talk, bullshit walks. Yep. So, and then the way I see it is, you give a person, dale dinero al mono y el mono va a bailar, right? The monkey's gonna dance if you give money.
I know that I've been to the Colombian bodega, which is the spear they found in there, and then they were trying to connect them, and they were saying that it looks like they could be connected or something. I really don't know. Like I said, I'm just following, kind of like observing, seeing what really happens. If it is a foreign, like, alien technology, I know there was one lady that says, it's the alien galaxy walking to us, walking. What it was she said was they're going to shift us into the fourth dimension, and we're going to be welcomed into the galaxy of, of species, I guess. But she was receiving signals from, apparently, the 3iAtlas, and she was saying that they were saying, "Don't be scared, don't worry, we're here to help, and we're going to bring you into a new consciousness, and we're going to do what we can. We've always been here, we've been observers." And if it is the Anunnaki, I know the one thing she did make clear was that it wasn't the Dracos, I think it was called. They're called Dracos. And then
Dracos.
the Dracos and the reptilians. She says they're not a part of the Galaxy Alliance. It's not them. This is straight up, our ancestors, like you said, the
Just can't.
Anunnaki.
I'm
But I
sorry.
mean,
I just
it wasn't, like I said, like I've just been observing, listening, and, like,
yeah.
if it is what it is, and if they're gonna come, they're gonna come. We can't do nothing about it. And I mean, it's gonna definitely be something that's gonna change the world, and we'll see what happens then.
I mean,
It kind of
everything
sounds.
does seem like it could be scripted, and I understand that, and there's been many signs of that before. And I follow a lot of remote viewers. I'm not very good at it myself, but just people that I feel like I connect with them, and I think it's true. The comet would be the size of basically New York, and how many people live in New York? Millions. So millions of people could be on that. Let's go with spacecraft or comment, whatever it is. We're not there with this, I can't confirm, but uh, that would be that would be possible if it's the size of that. But like I said, we got to practice discernment, and only with time they're gonna go. We're gonna find out the truth at the end of the day. But I could see where it could be scripted, where like it's more like a fear tactic. Also, with the news of this comment here, they're also doing like a lot of disclosures that are not really being publicized or hush hush, but they still have to tell the truth, even though it's gonna be like in discredible ways, like in a TV show, a cartoon, uh, comic, stuff like that. But the truth is being told, but we just don't connect the dots yet because we don't have all the information, and they want it that way. That's
Thanks, you guys. Yeah, I just, it kind of also sounds like, that ship back in the day. I think it was in Los Angeles or Las Vegas, where it showed up and all these people drank the Kool-Aid pretty much. They said, "Oh, the ship's coming," and then they all drank the certain medication or whatever to die, and that the ship was coming to get them. So what I saw in 2019 is that this ship is real. It's kind of like the movie Deuce. Like they're gonna want these people to go up there and give their lives. Like they're gonna think it's Jesus coming to pick them up, And it's kind of like the movie Deuce or Deus, where they're taken to a planet and they're pretty much killed or eaten. So, and my respects to the people that think that the alliance is, dissolved. I'm sorry, but the Draco are here, and they've always fought with the Aldebaran. That is their main beef, I guess, mero mole. is that the Draco have always been fighting with them, with the Aldebaran, and then the Anunnaki were placed here supposedly as caretakers. And this is a Nephilim war, okay? This is what I see. I see the Nephilim war. And when they started talking about 3iAtlas that night, Azazel, and you can believe me or not, I don't care. Azazel is one of the Nephilims that speaks to me now and then, which I tell him not to speak to me too much because I really don't want to. It's like, dude, leave me alone. But he showed me 4 ships that were here, not just one, but they're ships. They're pretty much military ships. But he said that it's their war against a certain race. And Susan and I were talking. She should be on today, but I don't see her. She was saying that, well, as long as it doesn't involve, they don't hurt the children or the animals, we won't get involved. But the thing of it is they've always had, we've always fought, you guys. We've always warred against the beings that, are taking our children and our animal and our life, because that's what we're here for. Okay, a lot of people are still asleep, unfortunately, but those that we are here right now in this channel and listening to this channel, we are awake. So we know that it sounds like a sci-fi movie. Yeah, we're always in space, fighting or whatever. Up here, we're actually fighting here in our flesh too, like with the spirits around us and people, every day, just the thought forms, we're fighting against that. So our life is pretty much a battlefield, and our mind too. And we have to find, we're going to go into healing now because I know Rick has some information, but we have to find a medium, a happy medium within our heart to say, okay, I can't, I got to calm down. I know I'm, a warrior. We know we're super soldiers, blah, blah, blah. We're here for a reason. Then we have this mission on earth. That's what we're doing now. Disclosure now is us. And at the same time, we have to find peace and healing modalities, because it's a war that affects our aura if we don't protect it. And if we give too much, sometimes, we're affected. And so, yes, we have to have protection, shields up and everything. We always have to be careful who we're listening to. There's some neighbors that could be really negative every time you talk to them, and you're like, dang it, can't they ever be positive? Like, are you trying to put a spell on me? Because it's like, return to sender, bitch, excuse my language, but I'm not
Double it
playing
and send
that.
it to the next person.
I mean,
Say
right now,
again?
I think
Yeah,
that,
double it and send it to the next person. I'm out.
yeah, no, but I think right now with AI, it makes it really hard to believe information going out there because, I mean, right now they're creating different kinds of videos and I mean, even people are making their narratives being heard and believed because AI just makes it to where like it almost looks like it's actually real events happening at the time. And that's what kind of sucks about AI because that's not what it should be used for, to, to like give a narrative. And it's happening in everything: spirituality, religion, I'm sorry, religion, spirituality, politics, physicality. Like everything is just being altered with AI, and it kind of sucks because that's not what I feel that it should be intended for. You should be able to like learn with it and like, you know I'm not saying don't have fun with it, but I'm saying like, don't use it for your personal, you know um to run the narrative basically. Like that's not what's cool, and it kind of sucks because I mean, you can watch it, you can see it, and then you believe it, and then you find out it's fake or it's not real, and then you're upset with yourself because you put your energy into something that wasn't real.
Right. Rick, do you guys know, I need to somehow, some way, someone asked me at the Crying Onion, this lady named Mimi, if you're watching, Mimi, hello. She asked me about this on the city of South Tucson. They are making this AI like plant, and it's pretty much sucking the water out of the city of South Tucson people's place there. Kind of like the poor side of the poor side of the place there. Like when Raytheon dumped their water in the south side, I was a part of that. We drank from the tap when I was a kid, and a bunch of my friends from Sunnyside High School, we have all kinds of freaking problems, with our bones and you name it. But have you guys heard anything about that? Like, and then another person saying that we shouldn't use Chat GBT, which I don't use Chat GBT. I don't. The only time the AI was used and it's alien. I just said that. Alien technology AI was
Giving out
used was
secrets.
when, huh?
Giving out secrets.
Right? There you go. Subconsciously, it just came out. Oh, okay. Let me just tell you real quick about what happened in my room, and then I'll go back to that. I sent a picture. Did your brother tell you what happened? Okay. So today is Halloween, right? And then Dia de los Muertos is coming up. And I celebrate both because I died. Today is 15 years. I'm 15 years old. Hey, quinceañera. 15 years ago, I died. Okay. Oh, I'm here. We're alive. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. I had to do it. And then, I had
Dang.
to
I don't want to show mine no more. Dang.
stop. I just had to. Because you know what? I'm here. And I didn't want to be here. But fuck, they brought me back and I'm here. But anyway, so I was getting ready, I'm gonna do this new Hulk thing because last night I did like the Frankenstein look. And then I don't know, I just like trying new things. So I told I did my sage, Palo Santo, right? I said, okay, I'm calling in all my muertos, all my dead, the dead people that I talked to, my dead family. I talk to them, okay? And I honor them. So I got my tequila for them. I got the pan dulce. I got their pictures up there with my candle, and it's going to be on until the end of November, and then, well, maybe by the 4th. But I always say, please come, and talk to me and tell me what's going on the other side. I honor your death. I honor your life. I love you. And I said, please be with me on the show, because we're going to have Rick and José, and just be with me. And then I was getting ready to get my makeup on. I had barely washed my face or whatever. And I go and I turn on, and I use a mirror. I have a mirror in my room. There's an extra mirror, and I cover it every day. It's covered every day, except when I needed to ask questions or when I need to manifest things. I mean, I don't need the mirror to manifest. I don't need the mirror, okay, guys? But I am a mirror person. I am that's just me. And so I unveiled my mirror today. Hi, Somah, thanks for being on. And then I went to my little closet where I put my makeup on. And then guess what? It was 2:02 p.m., 14:02, when I turned on the light and the light just dimmed. And it stayed like that. And I turned it off and it's still on. And of course, I can't use the closet to put my makeup on, but that's my portal. And so is my bed. My bed is my ship. But anyway, and it was just so weird that it's still like that. So I couldn't use the closet to put my makeup on. And I knew my dead people, my family were here. They were here right at 2:02 p.m. today. That's mirrors, you guys. 2:02. Hi, Somah. Glad you're on. Can you hear us? So yeah. So going back to
Going back to what now?
Going back to the ChatGPT stuff, I don't use it. The only time my friend was using it for my books was to do the whole Sheila face and stuff. But in the other books, I have my writings, my own writings. I just, artwork, everything, that is our bread and butter. That's our abilities that we have. And now AI is trying to take over that. And remember, the AI God is actually the octopus that has the eight arms and the one eye. He's a blue blood. And that's our blood, also the O negatives. We have that bloodline. So,
Veronica, you look amazing.
Thank you. You like my angry guy? The angry guy is like,
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You all look amazing.
Yay. How are you doing, Somah?
Oh, great.
What time is it over there? 11:30 p.m.?
It's 10:40 p.m.
Okay.
Have you guys been on long? Because I thought it was 11 p.m.
Approaching 40 minutes. Not too long.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Oh.
So anyway, thank you for being on, guys. So anyway, here on the south side, on City of South Tucson, where I worked, now they're putting this AI farm, we'll just say, like a little housing for them. Like they're using the water from the city of South Tucson. They're depleting Mother Earth's energy, in other words. And one of my family members told me about it, and I'm like, what? Are you serious? He goes, don't use ChatGPT. And I'm like, I don't use that. I use my own intuition. So I don't know what's happening down in the South City of South Tucson. I need to investigate because, like I said, a lady from the meeting on Sunday wanted to know more about it. So do you guys know anything about that here in the South Side?
I've never heard of anything like that, but it's easy to speak to everything that we've been talking about, like the external world. But a lot of the answers, I usually just go within to go ahead and see what makes sense to me and what feels right for the situation that we have. But I think for the AI, I think AI is sentient, but also a tool as well. It all depends on the intention you put behind it. It can be used, anything you can use the law of duality, right? Or polarity. You can use the same tool to build a house, the same tool you can use to you know kill people. So it just depends on your intention behind it. I believe that this whole simulation we're in is just a whole bunch of sovereignty, but however it's being directed by people who want to have power and influence. At the end of the day, like we're all connected in the sense of the higher above, we're all up next to each other. So that's where you're able to see your Akashic records and all stuff like that. So I don't really see the world on the outside. When I see the world on the outside, it's usually through my lens, which is more of like of a white hat, bringing up the area that I'm in, the frequency, stuff like that. So these details you speak on, like they're all new to me, but I would still have, of course, discernment and see what's really going on and do my research. I think that would be probably be the best route there. But if they're contaminating the water, that's always been a thing. Like, and us not sticking up for ourselves is giving compliance, allowing them to continue.
Well, like you said, living in South Tucson, I know that a lot of their plumbing is still iron pipes. They haven't moved into the polyester pipes, and I know that it's been years that they haven't even tried to like modify that or fix that. I mean, sometimes you taste the water and you taste copper, and you're like, why am I tasting copper? Like this doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I don't try to. I try not to drink faucet water as much as possible. I know that they have filters so you can filter the water, but I still don't trust those. I don't even like to drink bottled water, but I mean, you have to drink water. I mean, the best water is spring water, and I mean, we don't have access to it, especially in the desert. So it's kind of hard. So you kind of have to, I guess, choose your demons. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna punish your body with water or H2O? I know, as my brother will speak to as well. We do eat a lot of fruit, and that's how we get most of our H2O into our bodies is just eating through fruit. So I mean, it really ventures off. But I mean, I know that everybody's saying Chat GPT is not that good anymore. They have other AIs that are coming out, and I think the more AIs they build, it's just more people won't be able to use their own intellect to like make decisions and discover stuff. They're just now you can just ask a question and it gives you a quick answer. And it doesn't give you that motivation to learn or figure stuff out for yourself now because you could just literally ask. Even with YouTube, people say YouTube University, like you can learn how to fix your car, you can learn how to do all these things, and that's cool because that's what it should be used for, knowledge and being able to discover. But it's also giving people an easy way out to like get quick questions to things instead of trying to figure out for themselves.
I
There's
think it's,
been there's Go ahead.
sorry, Rick. I think it's a double-edged sword. I can see the benefits of it, and I can also see the negative aspects in going really wrong in the extreme. And I was talking to this about this to my partner the other day, and I was saying I can see, especially the likes of us, the disclosure movement, I can see a thing being set up where people get messages from what looks like your partner or your daughter or your mom or your husband, and it's something that's a negative message, like I want to end the relationship, or I want something really bad, and it appears to be a genuine message from this person. So I just see that happening. I just see it happening. And I think they're going to do that. And I think they're going to start with the likes of us in the disclosure movement. I think they're going to target friendships between us um,
I think
to,
they have been. Yeah.
I think that's been happening. I don't know where you're at or where you live, but I know with politics, they're definitely doing that with politics right now. They're doing that with the family movements. They're doing everything just kind of like separate the people. And when people understand us united is it's a powerful tool that we can move mountains with it that make it easier for all of us. It's just it's better to keep everybody separated because then they have better control of people.
I'm in Ireland at the moment, and I find it disappointing that there's not more alternative or censorship-free platforms that's being set up. I know we've got some of them like Rumble and but there needs to be more. There needs to be a whole lot more.
That part of the solution for that would be a community, just something that we can build. Because just like on a team, there's someone who does this role, who does that role. I'm not good with software stuff, but we build a community. We're gonna have someone that does software stuff, someone's good at, different parts, and it's part of the team. And it just takes one to ignite the light, and that's it. That's all we need to do. And stuff like this, like people who are out there who feel the same way we do, but they're alone because I believe like we're put in different positions around the world strategically, just how you have like cell phone service, you have different towers in different areas. So although people feel alone, they feel that you're not alone. And the illusion they gave you that you thought for that you are alone when you're not. But soon enough, we'll be connected and it's going to be a matter of time. And I'm waiting for that time. But what we can do to start building step towards that new community is building a team that can help reach out like the softwares, our own versions of Rumble, our own versions of AI. It's coming. I know it's coming. Someone else, if I'm thinking it, someone else has already thought of it too. So I'm just tapping into that.
I hope so, Rick. Um, I don't think I've met you guys before.
No,
You
This
don't,
is
you don't remember this face? Are you serious? You don't remember this
two and
face
a half.
right here?
you
I'm
don't
as
remember
And
the
blind
me.
as a
panel?
bat without my
You've met
glasses.
me.
I'm as blind as a bat without my glasses. I'm sorry.
Now I can see. I'm blind and now I can see because you got Rick and Shamú. Okay, so if you haven't met them, this is our fifth show together, and they're I call them Hulk. I call Jose Hulk, and I call Rick Baby Hulk, and then I'm Hulk, and then my son is Hulk, and then Susan's Hulk. So anyway, we do the Hulk show once in a while, and I'm glad you're here. I thought you were on the last time, but I'm glad you're here. I wanted Rick to talk real quick, and I know some of you would love this subject. Is the man, I want to know more about the man. I'm so sorry, to be honest, I have not been able to look him up. I was waiting for the show. Can you tell me what you find fascinating about this man that you told me about the healing modalities that he was, he was like pretty much banned or whatever? And I will add the link that you sent me after our show here. But can you tell me
Absolutely.
what you found
Now,
exciting?
now I'm on the same page because I didn't know that you were talking to me, but now I remember what I sent you. Okay, so one thing that I want to bring up is a person I follow a lot who gave me basically just directions for diet. And with that, I was able to lose weight without going to the gym. And that's my flex right there. Is that's ability. And what he is, his name is Dr. Yakai. Some people pronounce him as Yaki, but it's Yakai. And you can look up Dr. Yakai Awaken on any platform. He is a master herbalist and also had many case studies and also a biochemist, so he can see what's going on in your body in a cellular level. So like even the little bacteria in your freaking organ, basically. And also he has many case studies where he has reversed terminal illnesses from cancer, sickle cell, you name it. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So there's those cases, but the only thing they won't allow him to practice medicine because he didn't have a doctorate. He wasn't a medically licensed to practice, you know, medicine. So he went back to school. He went to school to go ahead and get a doctorate, and now he is now Dr. Yakai. So He has a doctorate and he has his own practice. I believe it's in Missouri. Now, for people who don't know much about healing, my journey from or natural healing, herbalistic healing, the way our ancient relatives did it before these trendy pharmaceuticals that if they really help, you wouldn't have to get refills. So, um, this, uh, there was a before him, was a Dr. Sebi. If people knew about him, then you were in the community of people who were also wanting to heal others as well. So, from his findings and other teachers who have like the mucusless diet, just a bunch of findings where he did his research, he has now opened up his practice and retreat and slash farm slash practice, where you can go there for like, you have to use the website. I'm sorry, but it's gonna be like, maybe let's just say 28 days. Eat like we're supposed to, get programmed. People lose, you know, bunch of parasites and gunk and junk and basically become human again because of course we're not being taught how to eat correctly. And we all know the American diet is pretty bad, full of toxins, full of processed food, full of pollutions, chemicals, etc., etc. So this basically, and that's not your guys' fault because we're not taught this and no one knows about it. So people get sick and it's like, oh, well, you should get that fixed. And it's like, how do I get that fixed? I have cancer. And I was like, you just get that fixed because you have cancer. Kind of like an illness, you just take some medicine. And but the whole process, he's better at explaining. Some of the broad strokes of you can start today is fasting, intermittent fasting, because you are either feeding the parasite or the sickness or the illness, or you're fueling your actual body, like to help heal itself. So there's so many lists of foods you can take, and we don't take any of them because going through a drive-through is much more convenient than going to a grocery shop or going to a farmer's market. But that was just the overall gist. I'm sure the link is going to be somewhere down below, and you guys can watch the video and get your guys' research on because we're going into that age where we're going to be able to heal ourselves and med beds are coming, Beto. I promise you, the med beds are coming. I promise you.
I believe it. I believe it. Thank you, Rick. So I recently had to go to physical therapy for when they took my lower left lung from cancer, and I learned how to do lymphatic massage on my own. And I one of my friends reminded me to go. I know how to heal myself. My body knows how to heal myself. My body, I love you, my body. I've always talked to my body, but now I incorporate that, sending you guys love, healing, protection, food, money, healing, and you do it for your body. So you start out, this is how she started out. You lay down and you go like this. You start like this, very light. I thought it was supposed to be really hard. Like, I love my deep tissue massages when I can afford them. They're like $75. I'm like, do it really hard, right? I need
Get
it
your
right
money's
here.
worth. You didn't get your money's worth.
So yeah. So then she started, okay, she started here, and then she taught me how to do it myself. So you start here to drain. You breathe. First you breathe into your lung wherever you want, because you can breathe into whatever body part you need. So you can close your eyes if you want to, but I started breathe into the lung, diaphragm, right? Engaging diaphragm. Then you do this on the shoulders, clavicle. I already feel my aura going up like this. My shield's going up. It's instantaneous. Then you go under the right shoulder and you do 15 times under your axilla. How do you say under your underarm, your armpit?
Underarm, yeah, underarm.
Like 15 little moves here under there like that. Then you go down with the left side. You go down to your hip, to your groin area, and you circle around very light. Okay, and then whatever side is, because this side is usually like gets inflamed right now. It's a little inflamed because I'd had coffee, so I'm gonna go do it later. But at least once a day. You can do it twice a day. But then you go here and you go with your chest. You go down lightly all the way down to just say, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then an hour later, I'll be in the bathroom. You know what I mean? So there's ways to take care of yourself. And I couldn't believe how easy it was to do lymphatic massages. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like key right
Just for those that don't know, just real quick, you know how like your blood has like or your oxygen's pumped through your lungs, your blood is pumped through your heart, which actually is your lungs, but modern science hasn't caught up yet. Well, your lymphatic system is like the sewer system of your body, and every single trillion of cells that are in your body, they eat, they breathe, they poop just like you, and the sewer system they use is your lymphatic system to drain out all the toxins. Now, there's no pump for that system. The way that one moves is by motion, by movement. Take getting your steps in, jump roping, whatever works for you. There's so many modalities, uh, m- massages. There's so many ways to, like Vero said, to clean yourself out or to eat right. We just don't know about it. So the research is very, very important. And when you're doing the massage, that's helping move everything. And when you go to the restroom, success. You pooped today. High five. So I need you. I need people, especially us light workers in disclosure. I need you guys to be healthy
there. Yes.
because any kind of way they can get you, they're gonna get you. And if you stay in a temple, you're best sure where your spirit's at. If it keeps it clean, it's harder to get you, and it makes them mad. And we like that.
Yes,
That's
I was watching thank you, Rick. There was watching I was watching like this video, just like maybe the beginning of it that I think Dan Guest sent it to me about 6 months ago or four. The guy was talking about how how you crave the meat. So then you eat the meat first, and then why is it that you crave sugar after? And he said that's okay. So number one, the parasites that have to feed first is the ones that want the protein, the meat. And then it's the parasites that love sugar. I was like, fudge brownies, like, oh, it makes sense, and I knew we all have the parasites. And then there's another thing for women, the good bacteria, the bad bacteria in our system down there. They're like neighbors. The way that it was explained to me by a doctor in the cancer center earlier, I had a conversation with her because I wanted to know more. This was last week sometime. She says that the bacteria in the we'll just say the vaginal area, okay? I'm going to be specific. We have the good bacteria and we have also the good yeast. So what happens is when they give you, for example, antibiotic penicillin, okay, for like a molar problem, right? The good bacteria and the yeast get in fights because it's off. It's like taking from them. So they're like the neighbors are fighting, and there has to be a way of saying, okay, we're good neighbors again. So they always recommend yogurt, cranberry juice, and then whatever else, metrolazone or whatever the heck they call that medication. But everything in our system, I don't know how it is for men down there, but I really thought that it was really interesting when Rick, you said right now the non-mucus pretty much diet, because what happens, the milk, cheese, that's like lactating into your system. That's mucoso. It causes mucus. Like I think even meat causes mucus, doesn't it? Or what,
correct.
right? So a lot of
Correct.
people, yeah, Rick, go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, no, I was just saying you were right. Yeah, yeah. But if going back to what you're saying, if the issue is parasites, I mean, my go-to is oregano oil. If you look up the benefits of oregano oil, it's antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-everything basically. And it's basically as like a cousin of mucus, which mucus basically just surrounds and suffocates bad bacteria and then drags it to the lymphatic system. And then you pee and poo it out. So oregano oil is a cousin to that. So it worked with your body to go ahead and uh, de-cleanse parasites. But then when the parasites, so how it happens when you want, going back to before the cravings, right? Let's address that first. So the cravings, that's basically the parasites already in your gut that's peeing and pooing, which sends chemicals from the gut all the way to your brain telling you, hey, I want a cheeseburger. You know what sounds good right now? La carne asada burrito or, this and that, whatever. That's what's happening. So if you're getting cravings like that, you already know you're infected. You already know you're like, oh, you know what? One thing that will help craving right away, immediately, would be just regular green tea because it's a natural appetite suppressant. So you no longer feel hungry. So consciously, you can think to yourself, well, I know I should eat. I'm gonna grab a salad. But if you're already infected, you're gonna want to get oil of oregano or just sunflower seeds, but these are have to be natural, non-roasted. They can be flavored if you want, but they can be natural with just oil and then like sea salt. That'd be awesome, but they have to be natural and not roasted. And then what you're gonna want to do as well is get clove tea because once you know you nuke them with like with the good stuff that's good for you, because bacteria isn't bad. It's just the bad bacteria in your system that's bad. So having bacteria in your body is normal because that's what your body uses to break down food and nutrition that delivers it to different systems in your body. I feel like I'm talking too technical. And people are gonna be like, what is he saying? You know,
No, no, no,
I'm
I
sorry about
got
that.
you. I got you.
But no, I'm just saying
I
the listener, but what I wanted to say was like you're gonna want to go with cloves afterward because after like you basically attack their environment and make it more pH, make it more alkaline as opposed to acidic because acidic is where they live in the
right.
acidity or acid, and then you want to make it more alkaline. Once you do that, they start leaving their babies behind and laying eggs, and then you have the next generation that know what to expect, and they're harder to kill. So if you go in with the clove tea, or if you do herbal bitters, those actually kill the eggs afterwards. And if you do this for like a week, maybe a week, or maybe a couple of days, something like do start baby steps if you have to, like and that already is going to clean your system. You're going to be thinking clearly. You're going to be moving clearly, feeling lighter, stuff like that. What were you going to say? Sorry.
There's yeah, there's one moment. So I'm just gonna say there's three things that I want to say real quick. I use the apricot kernels that are organic. Okay. I also my grandma, when I was a kid, my dad's mom, my Italian side, she used to give me garlic to like you. What you do is she used to smash it, put a little bit of water, and have us take it in a teaspoon. But what I heard better is Jessica River Starlet was saying that her and her mom, what they do is they drink 2 bowls of garlic a day, like if they were pills, before you start eating, because that's a natural antibiotic too. And oregano, yes, I believe it. Oregano helps like when you have congestion, coughing, and all that. Now, when I got out of the hospital the first time with the other cancer, the stage 3 one, a friend of mine bought me clove, wormwood, and walnut oil from Sprouts. And dudes and dudettes, I hated it. He had me take the shots like that. Oh, it was so gross. But you know what? I'm not kidding. I pooped out things like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you have to do
And
it 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. Yeah, go ahead.
to rebuild the fluoride bacteria in your body, bring it back to normal balance and stuff like that. Yeah, but that stuff, like, can you believe that two-thirds of the world like practice things like this and we don't even talk about it? So you can imagine you have generations of things just sitting in your gut, just having a great old time, you know? And like, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can use. Like, you don't have to use oregano oil. There's other things. There's so many videos of people using different things to have the same results. And to think that there's so many of them, but we don't really eat any of them, it's just wild. But we're just not taught, so that's part of that. Thoughts?
Well, I was just going to say that I think it was last week, early last week, I was feeling really low, really down emotionally, and I've kind of been fed up recently, the last couple of weeks. But anyway, I took some CDS, um, and then I had a really good poop. And because CDS really clears your system out. And then I started to feel a lot better emotionally. And I began to realize, oh, hold on a second. That must be parasites, because I know that parasites, I've heard that parasites can affect you emotionally. So that was something that came up for me last week. But also, could you speak about their binders? Because I keep hearing about binders, and I've done the Novomectin. It's over there in the corner. But when I did it, I felt like everything was coming out. It was coming out my nose. It was coming out everywhere that it could come out of. And I wasn't doing binders, but so I stopped taking it because it was just, I was on overload. And my partner actually, who got it for me, who's more up on the health stuff than I am, told me to stop taking it because my body would have gone into some kind of shock or something. So can you talk about binders? I've spoken about this before publicly where I've got information from Brian Sang, but please, yeah.
Oh, well, you can tell us what he said too, but all I know is that if you drink zeolite, because I did it for a while, and ivermectin. Now, zeolite has there's a zeolite that's really bad. It has actually aluminum and metal in there. So you have to be very careful what zeolite you're taking. As far as ivermectin, I had one of my cousins from Culiacan when I saw that vision coming and the whole thing that I don't want to talk about, the baby Jabberwocky, the whole crap with the sea thing. She sent me a little thing of this of chloro and then the base. So I had to mix them and every day just drink, put a few drops in my water and chug it. I did that for 2 years. There is a lady that showed me the ivermectin in pill form. So there's just a lot. And then of course I always have my amino acids with me. Let's see. That's pretty much what I know about binders. Do you guys know anything about binders?
So for binders, just keep in mind, Soma, our body physically is meant to be plant-based. So a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, they're very, very huge with water. So when you're taking herb naturally, it's harder for your intestines bacteria to pull out the nutrition out of it. You put a binder, which is going to be like black seed oil, you put it in together, it makes it like a tea so that the nutrition seeps into the oil as well, which is what your bacteria loves to eat more. So fruits, vegetables. See, our body's mostly made of course, 70% water, could be more. The other 30% is going to be minerals and fats. So your fat can be nuts, seeds, avocados. Minerals, your body uses 102, which I have, which if you're deficient on any of that, I recommend the sea moss, the bladderwrack, and burdock root. Those three together are all the 102 minerals your body uses to help rebuild itself. Any more questions?
I know that I use black seed oil as well. That stuff is great.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
only thing I know about binders is that once you do those, I guess you could say basically they're cleanses. Once you do the cleanses, I mean, you're gonna see stuff that you've never seen your body produce because there's so many toxins in the body that we don't even know or aware of. And like you said, mucus, you wake up, oh, my sinuses, and you're puking mucus, or it's just stuff that your body's trying to get rid of and it's overworking itself. And that's just a sign that, you're not eating right, you're not doing your proper exercising, stuff like that. And it's just a sign. But as we get older, it's harder to maintain on it because you're such in a rush to get to work or do your errands or whatever. You don't take the time to realize that, you need to be eating more organic, more naturally. And it's kind of hard, which I understand. Everybody has a busy time and everybody has no time at all. But I mean, sometimes you just got to slow it down, realize that the body needs to rest, needs to filter itself, needs to be able to produce new cells. And it's really hard. And I mean, that leads to, like you said, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's. It's a lot of diseases that people don't realize is caused because of our diets. And and if you want to use a binder, I would say, pick the right one that suits your stomach, that can, help your intestines. I mean, either way, you're gonna have basically diarrhea. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And you're gonna throw up, and you're gonna, have leakage out of your ear. It's just the body filtering itself out.
Yeah.
If you can withstand it, just let the body do what it's got to do, and then eventually, once you're all cleansed and good, you should be good from there. But I understand it must have felt miserable. I mean, no one wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to be what you would call, I guess, like uh, uh, filtering sickness. You know what I mean? Like that's the most worst thing to feel. But I mean, I know I'm a prime example of this. I know I used to eat just strictly meat, um, just be straight up a carnivore. But I kind of replaced it with just eating more fruits, trying to eat more seeds and nuts and stuff like that. And I mean, I used to walk around at you remember I was like at 280. So I mean, I'm like I'm walking around at 230, but I'm also a tall guy. So I mean, I'm leaned out. I got my abs back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's crazy to see that, but it's something that's working. It's a little bit of a sacrifice, but it's worth doing.
Then keep in mind just how the earth has seasons, so does life. You can baby step it and just add here and there. Don't have to overwhelm yourself. Please be kind to yourself because you're gonna get yourself hurt. But if you have to go baby steps, I mean, that's how we started. Changing out table salt for sea salt, changing out sweeteners for raw, unfiltered honey,
Yes.
stuff like that. And it just it just takes time, just like I said, just like a tree doesn't grow in a day. It just takes one branch at a time, one leaf at a time, one step at a time.
And
Yes.
what about fasting, you guys? Like I've been thinking recently
Yes.
about fasting.
It's good.
Um, I would say start with the what is it? The 18.5, I think it is. Is it? Is that what it is? 18.5 from 2 to 5.
Whatever works for you, whatever works for you. Just give
I
one
do.
meal.
I mean, if you sleep a full 8 hours, which who gets to sleep a full 8 hours? I don't know, but if you sleep 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever it is, you add that
I
to the fasting.
20 hours.
Well, you
How
could add
many,
that as
Soma?
fasting,
I
but
sleep
when
20 hours.
but when you
Damn,
wake
you're
up,
lucky. Sorry.
that's awesome
I
if you
sleep
do
two or
that.
three. Okay, I'll shut up.
No, but yeah, if you add your sleeping time into your fasting time, when I wake up, the first 6 hours I don't eat. 2 o'clock I start eating. I try to start light, some fruit, some, whatever. I mean, sometimes I'll do vegetables. I'm really into spinach and broccoli right now. That's my favorite right now. I usually do strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. I try to do what is it? Like mangoes. I really like mangoes. I stay away from bananas because I found out that does actually like help with mucus, and I don't mean in a good way. I mean it actually produces more mucus. Bananas, which is kind of like sucks because I know everybody loves bananas, but I mean, then I'll try to have one big meal, and after that, I'm done for the day. Um, the most I've ever fasted was probably 3 days. Um, I felt great. The one thing you're gonna feel is starvation. That's the parasites telling you need to eat, you need to eat, but they're dying off. So I mean, just fight through it. It's a big mental game, but if you're mentally strong, I mean, and also it's a good way to build discipline too. Because I mean, if you fight through it and you go through it, fasting is one of the best. I mean, we've done it throughout the ages. Our ancestors, that's how they survived. I don't know if you saw the documentary with Chris Hemsworth on Disney, where he talks about fasting and stuff like that. If you don't, go check it out. There's a couple books that I've read myself. I don't have them on me right now, but if I can find them, I'll let you know. Um, one of the spiritual guidance guys I talked to, he recommended it to me. He actually gave it to me in an ebook. You could read it. It will tell you everything you need to know, how to start, how to go from where you're at, and it's really just cutting off a lot of foods that you enjoy. It really is. You know what I mean? It sucks being from a Latin background. Tortillas. That was a hard thing to do. Soda, that was a hard one to
Yeah.
cut. It's so
Yeah.
difficult, but I mean, if you could cut those off, you're golden. And I know people even. I even tell people, you know what? Coffee is the hardest one too,
I love
because
coffee.
creamer, sugar, you add your flavoring, whatever. But if you could drink coffee by itself, that's even better. But
Yeah.
it's hard.
It's
It's
black.
really hard.
Yeah. And I've heard that the 3 meals a day that everyone does now, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I've heard that that was um, set up by one of the
Yes.
Rothschilds.
Yeah.
The pyramid, the food pyramid is the worst thing, and that's what we all learn is the food pyramid.
Yeah.
It's not right at all. Um, I also did keto, and then I did 5 meals a day and then I did the intermittent fast. I've done everything. Intermittent fasting. Especially when I go to the gym, like I fast and then I go work out 3 hours, but in between, if I get really, really hungry, like 2 hours later, I'll drink my protein shake. Then I do my last hour, and then I come home. I make sure that I cook my meal, you know. So it's just I'm trying to cut down on meat. It's just my own negative bloodline is like, give me my meat. So it's like,
I
well,
mean, it's not
salmon is
bad. It's
good.
not bad to have meat. I mean, you could have meat once in a while because if you think about our
Yeah,
ancestors, would go out there and hunt for days and come back
yeah,
with like, a big animal and then, whatever they could eat, they would eat it. And then like, I'll have my steak. I'll have some chicken. I'll have some fish, tuna, whatever, you could have it. Just schedule it like a cheat day. Oh, okay, Thursday I'm gonna have a steak or I'm gonna have a chicken or I'm gonna have, whatever, goat, lamb, whatever. Just kind of schedule it. But it's really hard because I mean you want a burger. Oh my God, I need a burger. Like I want a burger or like I want some pizza, and I'm not saying don't have it. Like, treat yourself. You're allowed to, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a little bit of sacrifice, but you're allowed to treat yourself. You deserve that reward. If it's even like, if you're cutting off coffee, me, I was a big fan of Dutch Bros. I love Dutch Bros, but I don't go like I used to. Like I don't go every day anymore because I mean, 76 grams of sugar for
that's a
a
lot.
lemonade tea, that's a lot of sugar. You're not supposed to have that much, you know what I mean? Especially when you have a natural diet, like you get your sugars from fruit, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna have more stamina, you're gonna be more aware, more energetic. Like like it's just crazy when you have what we're supposed to eat. But like you said, the Rockwells, yes, he did buy a lot of farms and stuff like that, and he did buy a lot of the was the marketing to tell us that 3 meals a day was the thing to do. And if you see it when you do in the morning, what do they usually recommend? Oh, eggs, milk, toast. Like, okay, like that's
And
that's
you're not
that's
even
good.
supposed
Like,
to have bacon.
yeah, and like like bake, like stuff like that. And then like lunchtime, you're supposed to have a good meal because it's the middle of the day to keep you going. And then at like my mom would say, like in the morning eat like a peasant, in the afternoon eat like a normal person, and at the dinner eat like a king. But you're
Yes.
not supposed to eat like that, like you got to think of like a survival mode kind of thing, like you got to let your body suffer a little bit and then give yourself something, and goes, and you'll
Yes.
see the changes. I lost shoulder pain, I've lost joint pain, my diabetes has been in check. Like it's really worth trying. It is.
Awesome. I love it. I'm so proud of you, Jose, because I know the struggles you've been going through. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of you. And I'm glad Rick has been helping you too. Rick is awesome. Thank you, Rick. So remember Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love Arnold because he said something the other day when I saw his documentary that his father would say that, he has to earn his breakfast. Well, my dad was the same way. He would give me like one thing yolk in the morning of egg. I mean, a whole egg thing and just drink it like that. He would drink two or three. And then he'd be working out like calisthenics. Okay. And then he had his bodybuilder workouts, his Mr. Olympian magazines there. And then he would make me eat spinach. I hated it. He goes, "You need it for your Popeye arms." And I'm like, "Thanks, Dad." Like, it's like, I'm so grateful that I listened to him and that I worked out ever since I was a kid. And I noticed that if, like, for example, I've been kind of like been going through some stuff for the past 3 weeks. And I even went to work out like that for 2 days. I was not feeling very well. I had a bacterial infection in my molar. I had a root canal done, and I don't want them to take my teeth out. And they keep saying, one of the guys over there at the place, "Oh, you need to have your teeth out." I'm like, "No, I'm keeping my teeth. You guys are pirates." So I'm making sure to save my molars. So anyway, I still went like that to the gym, and I was hurting for those 2 days, but I'm glad I went. I'll go back again. It's just I go through these phases where, it's if I don't work out, my bones start to hurt, and I have to make sure to be in the sun. I'm always in the sun with my dog or whatever. But vitamin D, what it is, it's pretty much bions. The bions, that the organ that comes from the sun. The sky is blue because the sun is made out of organ, blue organ. So that's what's in like vitamin D. We are the bions. We have pretty much, we're plasma. And we have an etherical body and we have this body here. So we have to take care of both of those. And then we have to take care of our mind, our spirit, right? So it's a lot of work that we have here. It's our temple and we're supposed to take care of it. Oh, there's 2 messages. Anyone else want to say something?
So my brother took off his head stuff because it got pretty hot. I was getting kind of hot too, but I was like, you know what, we'll keep rocking until we keep rocking. But I also had to like, I saw you do that. I was like, I'm gonna do that too. It's probably a good idea. But what were we talking about before? I was gonna say something, but we just went on a tangent, which was all good information. But what was your original question again? Oh yeah, fasting. That's what it was, fasting. Okay. So my thoughts on fasting was basically uh, your body gets time to rebuild itself. You know how your body rebuilds itself? So we eat like crazy amount of food on a regular day, the 3 meals like you were saying already, and the whole entire time your intestines trying to break it all down, absorb the nutrients and stuff like that, and then by the time like the body is pulling bacteria from other organs to help break down the food in it. By the time it's all tired out and like we've been doing this all day, then lunch comes and then we're back at it again, back at it like an addict, and then we're gonna go for a lunch snack, and then we keep going, and then and your body's still breaking down food from like breakfast, and then you have dinner, which is the biggest meal most people have,
Yeah.
and it's like your body's always overworked. So having these fasting, giving this time where it can heal itself or clean itself up, it once it has like at least some time to like heal itself, it'll pull the trash out, take it into your lymphatic system, and you could just basically, use the restroom and take it all out. So that's what fasting helps do, as well as gives actually use the nutrition you use and the sort of fats to like help make well, I guess amino acids to help rebuild cells and duplicate cells and stuff like that. So fasting would is huge to think to the point that back in our ancient days, um, eating 3 times a week would be a lot of food. So we're eating 3 times a day. That's too much food. But again, we live in the modern society. It's easy to drive through and get a drive through meal and then go about your day. So I understand that. Like I said previously, just how the earth has seasons, so does life. So no one's perfect. If you have a cheat meal every now and then, it's fine. You're gonna be okay. But if we take it above 50%, eating more like a fruitarian diet, vegetarian diet, um, that would be the route to go. Nuts, seeds, anything. You're supposed to be plant powered, basically. Anything you can grow. There's no Pepsi River. Don't drink Pepsi so much. I mean, there's no Dorito Bush. Don't you know Doritos, girl? Stuff like that. Like,
Oh,
but every now and then,
but everything that's really nice is so bad for us. I don't drink Coca-Cola, but I do love like the certain foods that I do love that I know are really bad for me, like not Doritos, but I get the tortilla version of them, like the cheap version. Um, and what were chocolate and coffee and um
Well,
we've got
dark chocolate is good, right?
yes, dark chocolate is good. Um,
I mean, it's like
What
I
else
said,
do you like?
it's just try and error. Just try different things. Like I said, like if you put creamer in your coffee, maybe don't put too much creamer in your coffee. Maybe don't add 3 teaspoons of sugar. Not saying that you do, but other people do. You know what I mean? Just you got to basically change your taste buds, and it's hard to do that because we're so used to eating, salts and sugars and all these products that we just don't realize that they're bad for us, and our taste buds change to just crave that stuff and want that stuff. Um, but I mean, it's a slow process. No one's telling you how to be super good at it. You're gonna fail here and there. No one's saying don't have your favorite chips. Just maybe get a smaller bag once a week, and then go through that, and then hopefully that'll hold you until the next week. Whatever. I mean, it's little steps. You don't have to go all out. I know some people, they want the results really quick. You know what I mean? They want the results really quick. That's the society we live in now. We have quick results. We want quick results. You know what I mean? But slow and steady wins the race. That's the whole point of the rabbit and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Take your time, and once you start seeing the changes, you will feel great. You'll feel, I mean, high energy. I mean, I'm almost 40 years old and I'm still moving like I'm 21. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make no sense to me, but I mean that energy is there. I have that energy. It's the, I guess you'd call the rocket effect. I wake up in the morning and I'm gone, you know, so it's definitely a little bit of a change, and it sucks because, you know, in the give it to me era, I would say, because everything is given to us now. It's hard because you don't want to sacrifice, and I usually say, you know, a little bit of sacrifice leads a long way. So.
Oh yeah, I still play basketball. I mean, I'm bone on bone on my knees, and I still do my Zumba. And some days I have to be out for 2 days to sleep, to just like put my legs up, or but I'm still going. I don't care. I want to keep going. Keep going. Go ahead, Soma.
I I really admire you, Veronica, because I know that you
Oh,
do a lot of the gym, and I get really low energy because partly because of the diabetes, but also an underactive thyroid, which is linked to the diabetes. A lot of
what
women,
do you have? Thyroid? I have
Mhm.
hypothyroidism, and it's pretty hard. But I
yes,
don't take any medication. I don't want to.
yeah, me neither. I don't take anything. I try and do the diet as best I can, but I have moments where I just um, eat everything I shouldn't.
Well, I
You
mean,
know
it's
what,
really hard. The
Soma?
holidays are coming up. The holidays are coming up, and I tell myself November, December, my diet goes out the window because obviously we're getting together, families get together. You're going to eat what you're not going to eat, but this is where New Year's comes in, because this is where the New Year's resolutions play into effect. There's your New Year's resolution. What's my New Year's resolution? I'm going to start eating better. Cool. Write it out. Write it out. Put it somewhere where you can see it. If it's a mirror, your wall, whatever, you can see it. Okay, this year I'm going to start eating fruit in the morning. There you go. When you can see it and then you start actually doing it, it clicks in your mind. It's like a little hack for yourself. And they say, well, it takes like 10, 15 days to make a habit. Just stick with it, slug it out. I mean, if you ever need motivation, I'm pretty sure you can hit up Vero and she'll tell you, like, keep going, girl, keep going. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I met her at the gym, and she motivated me. I motivated her, and we've been friends ever since. And you know, and I've seen her progress. She's seen my progress. It's been insane through her cancer. You know, her cancer situations. I've always been like, just keep going, girl. Just keep going. No, keep doing you. You know what's up. And then she, even through my things, my foot injuries, she was like, hey, just keep doing you, brother. Just keep going. So I mean, it does need. You do need a little bit of a community. Uh, if you have it, I mean, that's awesome. If your husband's already health conscious, it sucks to be told by a loved one, hey, like, you got to do this, you got to do that, because you just want them to be like, nah, it's okay, go eat that, girl. Like, I love you the way you are, and he probably does. But if it's your choice, use what you got. Use what you got, and that's the best way to get through something.
Sorry, I thought I was muted, and now I'm here laughing like crazy.
No, you're
Um,
fine.
oh gosh, it's just funny. And Rick has helped both of us too a lot. What it is I was weighing 271 pounds after my divorce. I was sick. Everything was wrong. This is before the cancer. I knew I had cancer the second time because I had cancer in 95, and I had a leap done on my cervix. So anyway, I was able to have my kids, blah, blah, blah. So after my divorce, I went downhill. I had to live with the friend I thought she was my best friend from high school. Well, she became my enemy. She found out that I was psychic, that I had all these abilities. We would go every day I was pretty much her competition, but it's so weird because, look, we'd go to Culver's, Arby's, Taco Bell 3 times a day. Okay, like 1, 2, 3. Then we'd have our dessert. We would smoke, regular cigarettes, whatever. Um, I didn't understand back then that she was doing it on purpose because she was herself really big. I was very surprised how big she became, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at me now. I was depressed, sad, very sick. I had other issues with my heart, the lungs. This is, like I said, before I knew I had the cancer. They did 3 bladder surgeries. I blew up like a balloon too. And the reds in my legs, it was just hell. Okay. Finally, when I left that household, because I had been homeless, you know, because the ex took everything. I wrote about it in my book. My books are on Amazon. It's I was gonna name it my naked truth, a female cop, but I named it my Life in the Secret Space program. It's pretty thin, but it's 119 pages and it's a rundown of what happened in my life. So I realized that, you know, I couldn't even be on the bike, so I started walking. I started drinking. It's called organic apple cider vinegar, shots of apple cider vinegar with water, whatever, and walking, intermittent fasting. Then I was able to afford going to the gym. I made myself afford it. I made some other sacrifices. I said, you know what? I had to go, you know, I have finally got my apartment, blah, blah, blah. Disability came through. Just a lot. So I started with walking, intermittent fasting. Then I was able to go on the bicycle at the gym. I started working out 3 hours a day. Yes, 3 hours a day. One of them included cardio. I made myself. I went keto. I did the whole keto thing. And then I would even ride when I finally was able to get on my mountain bike. I rode 33 miles on Saturdays and Sundays on my bike from here to I even went all the way to Red Rock. But I had to come when I hit Prince on the way back. I had to like call an Uber help, you know, because I'm like, I don't know if I can make. I would pack my lunch, go on my bike, and I saved my ass. Literally saved myself. Then the cancer hit, and then I had to change. I understood when magnesium citrate helped me, magnesium glycinate. The magnesium helps so that it's not fermenting. The cancer likes to ferment. So magnesium helps, vitamin B1, vitamin 12, the Bs. I wrote in the chat, this means war, Soma, and to everybody that's listening. It means war pretty much against the thought forms of your mind or the body, because they're not your thought forms. It's not your fault the way you were raised, whether you were raised, you know, good or bad. It's not your fault, guys. It's not their fault either. Our parents were magnetized by the Rothschild pyramid, like Soma said, you know, the food pyramid, and you have to do this and you have to do that. No, it is a whole awakening of an awakening plus another awakening of wow, everything changes when you say no more, this is war. Like my body, I subjugate my body. In the Bible it says yo pongo, you know, you put your own, pretty much your body is on your feet. It serves you. Your body is unconditional love. Why? Because every day you wake up in the saboteur. We're not the body. We understand that. But here, while we're here in this 3D realm, right, we have to take care of it. So if anyone wants to say something before we go, because we've been at it for an hour and a half, and just if everybody can go down and say what you guys want to say before we end. Thank you for listening.
I'm just so proud of you. You've like the stuff you've gone through, Veronica, and here you are, like still standing stronger than ever. And I know you're still going through stuff, but I think you're one of those people that you're a true survivor, no matter what life throws at you. That there's people that, you know, sometimes you see them on like I've been homeless before, but you see them on the streets. You can see life has beaten them. And then there's other people like you where you can see that there's nothing that will beat you. Like you're a true warrior, survivor, fighter. So I just, and I love you for it. I really love you for that spirit of whatever comes your way. You're just like, you know, just moving ahead, moving forward, moving ahead, and letting none of it affect you or letting none of it beat you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
That was well said. I just want to tell people, you know, hey, it's okay. It's okay to attempt something. It's okay to try something new. It's not, don't be afraid of it. Failure is not, it's not the worst thing. Just keep going at it, whatever your plans are. I mean, the world's already hard as it is, and we're speeding to something that we don't know, but pump the brakes sometimes and look around and check out your surroundings and enjoy the moments, because that's all life is a lot of moments. And, if you want to reach out to us and ask us about health benefits, we're sure, you can reach out to my brother or myself. I'm pretty sure Veta will put the links on there for us. And, we're definitely willing to help and listen to people. And, Veto, I've, since I've known you, you've been going hard and you've been surviving. And, like she said, she's proud of you. I'm proud of you. And thank you for, letting me be part of your journey.
I'm proud of you too. Thank you, Jose. Rick?
I always say in life, when you get tested, it's to provide your testimony. No one is quite like you. No one is going to understand you unless they've gone through it too. So us being a little bit more advanced, we teach teachers to teach other people, just like a rock hits a lake and there's ripples so that the whole collective can rise up. So we're all doing that. This is the community. You guys can always more than welcome to reach out. Um, and back to the testimony part, it telling your story and seeing what you're going through, Vero, and what you're still like pushing on towards is an inspiration. And so many of us want to see you win because you and you're not like it's. I know it's like everyone sees the success, but no one sees the story. Like I know it's hard times. I know that there's some bad times, and everyone goes through that. And this relates to not just you. There's other people out there in the world who are in your shoes, saying playing out your same exact story. But it's all for a good end. At the end, at the very end, is to teach people what you've gone through and let them learn.
Thank you, Rick. I'm very proud of you too for, just being here with us and helping to cheer us on. And also, you're just so smart. You have a lot of abilities that you were born with. Like pretty much, we're all shaman here as well and warriors, but just a lot. You have a certain uh, just
Wisdom.
a certain wisdom and a path that I just see you more and more brighter and brighter as you walk along. I'm very proud of you for also taking that step and saying, hey, no more, I'm going to change the way I live, the way I eat. I'm going to help my brother. I always have loved how you and your brother, and I get goosebumps because you guys are really close. And I'm just really grateful to have you on my show. And, these guys are a part of our community too in Tucson. They are at the hut. They do music videos. They do just a lot. Do you want to just say a little bit more, Rick, on what you guys do here for our community?
We're gonna need another 90 minutes just to explain what we do. From drone flying to editing, multimedia production, just to put it all in a nutshell, from recording music, producing music, music videos, making content, advertising, flying drones. That's the first half of the list. Second half is gonna be like it's just so much we do. And then that's just the music part. And then we do so much other things as well. So I'm sure
I
our
want
links
to
are
be
gonna be
in one
down
of your
there.
videos.
Huh?
I want to be on one of you guys' videos.
Soon,
Sing or
Oh, we
soon.
got
something.
you. We got you. Yeah.
Podcasters, we do a lot. I mean, what more do you want to add to the list, bro?
You guys do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drawings.
No, I just wanted to say before we leave, hey Soma, next time hopefully we talk to you. You have a little bit of your own story, something you could tell us and bring to the table.
I
I
got a
saw you
lot
were
to
I saw you were taking notes. I saw you were taking notes. So hopefully, you could use this
Yeah.
information, and next time we speak to you, you could tell us something, and we can praise you. You know what I mean? I'm meeting you right now, and you seem like a very nice person, and I'm glad we met you. There's a reason why we're meeting, and definitely, you know.
Thank
She is
you.
amazing.
I
So much amazing.
yeah.
I met. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Veronica, go ahead.
No. No, your turn.
Oh, okay. I have quite some backstory, but that's probably for another time. Um, But yeah, my book is called The Pleiadian Child by Carol Ann Noonan, which is my maiden name, my birth name. And it's available on Amazon, I think for around just over $10 or something, 10 euros. But yeah, I have a lot of backstory that began as a very small child when I was in the cot or the crib, and left home at the age of 16, and yeah, whole backstory. Yeah.
Somah, I wouldn't mind because you're always I love to have you on my shows. Have we ever done a show? Maybe we can invite the guys for, I'm thinking, either the end of December or January. I'll talk to you guys, and then we can be all again together. Yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
And
that.
then Somah, you can tell your story.
I don't see why not.
I'd love
Okay,
that.
perfect. Thank you, guys. I'll go ahead and write everyone's information here. I love you all. Thank you for being on Codebreaker Real Talk. Have a great Halloween, and Dia de los Muertos.